I am your host, FatDag. You're listening to WhysAdvice. My weight loss journey failed when I focused on how. It wasn't until I switched my focus to why that I truly transformed myself. Join the show on the web at FatDag.com and follow along on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at WhysAdvice. Send in your comments, your questions, and your celebrations, and I'll include them as part of the show. But before we dive in, remember, when you're out of points, stop eating points. Hey, I'm honored to be your wingman as we walk through this journey together because I believe in you. Well, here we are, episode 106 of WhysAdvice, and we are just cooking the books here, keeping it going. The fact that you guys continue to share the show, continue to tune in, you join me on Facebook, you're now joining in live on Instagram, that is the fuel that I need to keep going. That's what tells me that this is working. That's what reminds me that we all need a daily level of focus, and that's what keeps it going. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for listening in. I hope you found it on the WhysAdvice app. I hope that's your preferred listening method. If not, you can find it in Stitcher. You can find it in iHeartRadio. You can find it in iTunes. But I believe the app is where it's at. So if you do not already have the WhysAdvice app, go to your app store. Go to the Google Play Store. Search for WhysAdvice. And while you're out there, go ahead and leave a review. The reviews that are out there are absolutely fantastic. It makes me smile when I read them. And I'm sure as other people come across the app and they read those reviews, that encourages them as well to get on board and completely change their life. So thank you for doing that. Candi writes in first and says, "Good evening, FatDag. I just started listening to you about a week ago. I've started at your first podcast and I binge listened while sitting at my desk. I'm currently on episode 50, and you are so motivational. I have such amazing information to take in. I am back to Weight Watchers. 2 years ago, I dropped 68 pounds in about a year and a half, and then I got complacent. I've since gained 63 of that back, so I'm starting over. I know the plan works, and I like that it gives me the freedom to not feel that I can never eat blank again. I'd like your input on determining what day would be best for my weigh-in days. Let me explain, and maybe I'm overthinking it, but I am great during the week. I'm very structured. I eat breakfast on my way into work. I pack lunches and a snack, and I get a good dinner, and I stay within my blue dots. I use like 2 to 5 weeklies on the weekdays, then the weekends are where I struggle. There's less structure to my days because there's so much going on. I'm wondering, should I weigh in on Saturdays and reset my weeklies, or do like a Monday or a Tuesday? Any input you have would be greatly appreciated." Candi. Well, Candi, a couple things. Let's start at the beginning here. You're back to Weight Watchers. Welcome back. You know, the coolest thing about this journey is that we accept you no matter where you are on the journey. You can come back when we greet you with open arms. It does not matter. I think a lot of times, and it happened for me as well, is we're a little intimidated when we have great success on the program, and then for some reason life continues to take over and we feel like we didn't maintain that success. For me, it was difficult to go back into that meeting room because I had a hang up that said, man, I can't go back in there. What are these people going to think about me? I'm such a failure. And so I know in my own struggle, that prevented me more than once from getting back in the meeting room. And I can tell you every single time that I walked in, the leader looked at me, gave me a big hug and said, "Welcome. How can we help?" And now as a leader, I do the exact same thing. When someone says I'm back, I smile and I tell them how wonderful it is to see them again. So the fact that you're going back in is absolutely the victory. It's when you quit going and you quit caring, that's when we got to be concerned. You go into this journey again with the gift of knowing that you've dropped 68 pounds. You did that. It didn't happen by accident. So you again, we talked about it the last couple episodes, you have the gift of knowing that you can do this. Not only do you know that it's possible, you actually know that you can do it because you've done it before. You know the plan works. You said that, and you know the plan works for you. It does give you the freedom to feel like you can eat whatever it is you want. I'm telling you, the longer you work this journey, what you want will change. I can eat whatever I want, and what I want is to keep and maintain my goal weight. So I do that very well. Now, when it comes to what day of the week works best, I know there are a handful, a bunch of people who are very successful that weigh in on Saturday. I also know there's a whole bunch of people who are very successful who weigh in on Sunday. I know a whole bunch of people who are successful when they weigh in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So really, the day of the week does not matter to an extent. So certainly you can work it around your schedule. You got to find a day of the week that you can get to a meeting consistently, that you can stay plugged in. I understand the concept of what you're thinking. There's a lot of people that think that if I weigh in on Monday morning, then Friday and Saturday and Sunday, I'm very mindful of I have to weigh in a couple days. There's also a mindset that says if I weigh in first thing Saturday morning, then I can enjoy all my weeklies Saturday night because they reset. I can enjoy Sunday, and then Monday morning I can get right back on it and go all the way through the week. So no, I'm not quoting Happy Days Monday, Tuesday. I'm not doing that as a Facebook post comes in. But what I'm doing is just letting you know that every single day of the week works. So pick a day that works in your schedule. Now, here's what I know for me is that it doesn't matter what day I go in. At some point, you're going to make an adjustment, and that day will, as you move from one day to the next, you give yourself a short week. So you have to understand as you adjust your days, the trend line is what we follow. The early episodes talk about that trend line. And as you look at that trend line, it will continue to go down regardless of what day you weigh in. Find the days you need the motivation. Find the days that you say, you know what, I go in on Saturday morning because that's when I have the most time and that's when I can consistently hit the meeting. But stay focused 7 days of the week. That's how you get this done. You're overthinking the days. You absolutely are overthinking it. But find one that works for you. Go get it done and just stick with the plan. You've done it before. You can do it again. Kathy writes in and says, good afternoon, Mike. I started Weight Watchers in January with the promise to myself that I will attend every meeting and be accountable for what happens. I've tracked every day since I started, and I broke my weight loss into 10-pound increments. As I was looking at the big picture, it seemed to be overwhelming. I am happy to say that today I am celebrating a 51.6 to be exact, pound weight loss. I'm closing in on goal, and lifetime is in my sights. Thanks for walking 3.5 miles with me every day. You are my daily reinforcement that I can do this. The next time I write, I will have made goal and then lifetime. Whoop, whoop, she says at the bottom of her email. And then she says, in between goals is a thing called life that has to be lived and enjoyed. Kathy. Kathy, congratulations on your 50-pound weight loss. That's significant focus. It doesn't happen by accident. You have to set a goal, and you have to set a goal to say, I want to lose 10 pounds, and you got to continue saying, I want to lose 10 pounds. You said that 5 times. That is what got you to a 50-pound weight loss, and that same mindset will carry you all the way to goal. Congratulations on hitting 50 pounds lost. That is something that only a handful of people are able to do, and you've done it. You've done it because you stayed focused. You've done it because that you know what the goal is. You know why you're doing this, and you set a promise to yourself that you will attend a meeting every week and that you will be accountable to what happens. That is the right mindset. That's how you win this journey, you win the journey by setting a plan, putting that plan in motion and sticking to it. Regardless of how well you stick to it, you always come back to it and you get it done. It takes that daily reinforcement to know that you can do this, and you have an attendance goal of walking 3.5 miles every single day. Taking me with you is absolutely my honor to do that. So continue doing that. Great job to you. Now, when you say in between goals is a thing called life, and that life has to be lived and enjoyed, I agree with that. And I can tell you that when you get to your goal weight, when you get to lifetime, the enjoyment that happens at life is significantly different than the enjoyment that happened during the journey. Now, I was happy during the journey. The journey was fantastic for me. But getting to goal and getting to lifetime is a feeling that I cannot describe to you. You can only experience it by getting here. It's why I do this show. It's why I remind you that life has to be lived and it has to be enjoyed. And when you get to goal and lifetime, you will then understand exactly what I'm saying right now, that it's completely different. And I want you to join me here, Kathy. So keep up the great work. Charlene writes in and says, "Hi, my name is Charlene, or One Puggle on Connect. I've wanted to email you for a while now, as I have listened to all of your podcasts. I started my final journey with Weight Watchers in 2016 of January. I said final because, like so many others, I have done this more than once. I actually thought about calling Weight Watchers and asking how many times I've actually signed up. I'm sure this was around the 9th or the 10th time, but you know what? That really doesn't matter. This time has been different. I get it this time. I reached lifetime in November 2016, but that was not goal. I have since reached my goal and it feels so good, but it has not been easy. I started losing my weight and then I started getting active. I have a huge support system. My daughter asked me to sign up for a half marathon with her in December of 2016, and my initial thought was, I can't do that. She said, you can walk or run it. I decided that I would just do that. Fast forward, I started training and it was going great. By September, I was running up to 7 or 8 miles at a time, and I was not far from reaching my weight loss goal. I found that I loved running. In September, on September 21st, I went for a run not far from my house. This is when my miracle happened. I was hit by a car. The investigator said the car was going around 45 to 50 miles per hour. I was thrown up on the car about 30 feet in the air. There is no reason other than God's protection that I am here today. FatDag, I did not have any broken bones. I was airlifted to a trauma center, but after they checked me out, I basically had some minor injuries and I was very sore. This changed my whole perspective on life. Now I am not only trying to be healthy for myself, but I'm also trying to honor God with his healthy body that he has given me. I was only unable to run for a week, the doctor's orders, because my body had so much trauma. But then I slowly started running again. On December 2016, I was able to run the St. Jude half marathon in 2 hours, 38 minutes, and I ran the whole thing. I am writing to say, if you feel like giving up, remember you only have one body, and if we are blessed with waking up every day, we should make it the best day it can be. I will continue to follow you on Connect and listen to your podcast because I also love my daily dose of FatDag. It's coming up on 1 year since my accident, and I'm posting it on Connect. Wow, Charlene, that is absolutely incredible. I don't believe I've ever heard a story that's this powerful. We don't know what life has in store for us, right? I mean, you were just out running, just enjoying your day, and boom, your life completely changed. Now, it's funny, as I sit here and read your story, I carry on my shoe, I have a shoe tag, and it looks into my laces. It has my name, has my address, has my phone number, has my emergency contact information, and who to contact. And not until just this moment that I give it any thought as to why I have that. I kind of knew why I had it, but your email just reminded me that any moment our lives can completely change. I'm confident that God had you in his hands as he lifted you up in the air and gently put you back on the earth so that you could continue on this journey and continue to inspire other people. I'm absolutely confident that that's how you came back to the ground safely. Being fit, because you honored your body and you lost the weight and you took care of yourself, the plan for you was to continue to be on this earth for a long time. Who knows what would have happened had you not been in a fit position. Your body responded beautifully to what you had done to it by taking care of it, and that is an amazing story that you continue to live to tell. The fact that you started in the first place to go out running by the encouragement of your daughter, when you first said you can't do that, one of my favorite quotes is, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. So if you say you can't do that, you're right. because the mind controls the ability to get it done. If you said you can, you did. So congratulations on your time. 2 hours, 38 minutes is an incredible time for a half marathon. It's absolutely amazing. And so I am honored to walk this journey with you, honored to go with you. Keep up the great work, Charlene, and well done for sure. Ann writes in and says, "Hi, Mike. I started listening to your podcast as someone on Connect offered it up as a way to help me break out of my almost 2-month plateau. As I was listening, I heard you mention your why, and I realized I needed mine. So here it is. My dad, at 64 years young, has shown the beginning signs of dementia. My parents are everything to me, and I know if he does get diagnosed, it will take about 8 years before anything could be formal, but I will become his and my mother's caretakers as I'm more mobile in my job, and I feel it is my duty as the youngest daughter. At 24, this terrifies me. My why is to get those habits in place so that if the diagnosis becomes a reality, I'm already in a place where I can handle it without eating my emotions of sadness and loss. I wanted to share this with you and announce to everyone my dedication to the plan, a month full of blue dots to start, and making easy changes like parking further away from my building and choosing a bathroom across the building or down a flight of stairs. They are all how I plan to just show up. Thanks again for your encouragement. I'm 9 pounds down with 82 to go." And at Silver Springs, Maryland. And my condolences and my prayers and my thoughts continue to go out for you and your family and your father specifically. So know that from our community that we hope for the best and we wish for the best for you. I'm glad to see that you're taking steps to take care of you. As you become the caregiver, the first thing you have to do is you have to understand that being a caregiver is a lot of work. And so if you can be the best way to be the caregiver that you need to be is to put your care on autopilot. And so as you work now for the next couple years in the next couple months or whatever, to get down to an ideal goal weight for you, a point where you say, I no longer want to lose any more weight. As you work for that, I want you to develop healthy habits along the way. You have to completely change your life. You have to completely change your current habits so that the new habits take over and you can put your journey on what we consider autopilot with a little bit of monitoring. If you can put your journey on autopilot, that frees up your mind to provide the best possible care for your family. By setting the attendance goals is exactly what you've done. One of the things I like to say is exercise does not equal having to go to the gym. By parking a little further away, by using a different restroom, by just taking the flight of stairs, all of those things combined to get us into a mindset where we're just getting more activity. We're just moving a little bit here and there, and that, those 10, 15, 20, 30, 100 steps a day, they add up. But what they do is they reinforce the notion in your mind that you're taking care of yourself. When you park further away and you get an extra 20 steps or whatever it is, that reinforces the notion as you park there that, hey, I'm doing this for me, I'm taking care of me, and that is what's leading to your 9-pound weight loss. 9 pounds is significant work. It's not easy. In order to lose the first 9, you had to say, I want to do something different, and you're doing it. I would offer one word in your email. When you say you have 9 pounds down and you're 82 to go, I would say you're 9 pounds down and you have the rest of your life to enjoy it. You keep working healthy, you keep eating healthy, and your body will reward you with what it needs at an ideal weight based on the fact that you've taken good care of it, you've fed it properly, and you're maintaining a healthy lifestyle. So again, thoughts and prayers go out to your entire family. We wish you the absolute best for sure. Celebration we have right here. Emily writes in out of Bowling Green, Ohio. She says, with hard work and focus, I received my 5% charm at my meeting today. I'm 18.8 pounds down. Thanks for being my wingman, Emily. Emily, congratulations. 5% is significant. When you started this journey, we didn't know where we were going to go. We didn't know what to expect. What we said was, here's a book, here's an app, here's some tools, here's a barcode scanner, here's whatever it is you need, go do it, right? We gave you a little bit of guidance, and we said, go do this and report back in every week. Let me know how you're doing, and we'll continue to monitor you on the plan. You did that. You opened your app. You started tracking. You started looking for healthier options. You started finding ways to maybe get a little extra movement in your day. And as a result, you hit your first significant milestone of 5% down. We've given you a charm that you'll never forget the day that you hit that. I want you to focus on what's changed in your life. When you hit that 5%, I want you to look back and say, what is different now than when you started? And I want you to understand that those what we call non-scale victories, that you say, I can do this now that I couldn't do it. This fits better, or whatever those are that in your own journey that are significant. I want you to think of those every time you look at that charm. I want you then to go write it down and take notes along the way, because before you know it, you're going to hit to 10%. And when you hit 10%, you can hit goal. And at that point, you write in, you let us know you hit goal. We all celebrate together, because that's what it's all about. The whole reason we started this journey is to get to goal. Getting to goal is a feeling that, again, you can't describe to somebody. You have to feel it for yourself. And at that point, we celebrate. What is it that you're celebrating? Let's share it on the air. Go to FatDag.com, click on Listen Now. Send in those celebrations, your comments, and your questions, and I'll work them in as part of the show. I want you to email in your celebrations, because I want you to be proud of what you're doing, and I want you to share it with the community so that other people know why we're getting this done. Well, that's going to do it for this time. Remember that losing weight and getting healthy has nothing to do with luck. You have to remain disciplined and focused. Set your sights on your goal and go after it. I wish you good focus.